Okay, so what if I told you there's a way to take a promise of a future payment and turn it into actual cash in your bank account today? Well, that's exactly what bill discounting is all about. It's this amazing financial tool that literally keeps the wheels of business turning. If you've ever had to deal with invoices and long payment terms, you're going to want to hear this.
So, let's start with a problem that I'm sure almost every business owner knows all too well. You've done the work, you've delivered the goods or the service, but your bank account is still empty. This, my friends, is the infamous cash crunch. I mean, picture this, right? You land a massive contract. You're celebrating. It's amazing. But then you look closer at the payment terms and it says net 90 days. Suddenly, you've got this huge problem. You have bills to pay now, suppliers, rent, your team's salaries, but all your money is tied up in a promise of a payment that's months away. And that gap, that space between doing the work and actually getting paid, that's the classic cash flow crunch. You've done everything right, the invoice is sent, but now you're just waiting. And all the while your own expenses are piling up. It is a super stressful place to be. So how do you fix this? How do you bridge that gap? Well, the solution comes in the form of a special kind of document, one that makes that promise to pay official. And believe me, this isn't just your standard invoice. It's a whole lot more powerful.
This is what we call a bill of exchange. Now, what makes it so special? It's basically a legally recognized IOU. It makes the debt official, and here's the most important part, it makes it transferable. It's what's known as a negotiable instrument, kind of like a check, but it's set for a date in the future.
And that is the absolute key. This piece of paper is no longer just a promise, it now has real, actual, tradable value. Since it's a legally binding document, a bank looks at it and sees a tangible asset, almost like a piece of collateral.
And this is where the magic happens. This is where the bank steps in with a fantastic solution they call discounting. They see your bill of exchange, that promise to pay in 90 days, and they basically make you an offer you might not be able to refuse. Hey, how'd you like that cash? Right now.
The whole concept is actually pretty simple. The best way to think about it is like getting an advance on your paycheck. The bank gives you the bulk of your money today, but they hold back a little bit as their fee for providing the service and, for taking on the risk of that 90-day wait. So this brings the business owner to a really important strategic choice. Do you wait the full 90 days to get every single penny, but risk struggling to pay your own bills in the meantime? Or do you get the cash you need to operate today by accepting just a little bit less than the full amount? Okay, so let's pull back the curtain and decode exactly how the bank calculates its fee, because it's not just some random number they pull out of thin air. It's actually based on a couple of key financial concepts that are pretty interesting once you see how they work. All right, first up, you have what's called the banker's discount. This is the bank's total fee. What they do is calculate the simple interest on the full face value of the bill for the entire time they have to wait to get paid. It's a straightforward calculation, and it represents their total cut of the deal. But then there's another term, the true discount. Now, this is a bit different. This is the interest calculated only on the amount of cash the business actually gets in their hand today. You can think of it as the true interest cost of the money being advanced. And, as you might guess, it's a slightly smaller number.
So what happens when you take what the bank charges, that big banker's discount, and subtract the true cost, the true discount? Well, the difference is the banker's gain. And that little bit right there, that is the bank's pure profit for providing this whole service.
Theory's one thing, but this stuff really clicks when you see it in action. So let's get practical and put some real numbers to these ideas. We're going to walk through a quick example to make it all crystal clear. So, let's imagine our business owner has a bill of exchange for 4,240 rupees, and it's due in 6 months. The bank offers to discount it at an interest rate of 9% per year, so they head to the bank to get their cash early. Okay, first things first. The bank calculates its total fee, the banker's discount. They run the simple interest on the full 4,240 rupees for 6 months, and that comes out to $190.80 rupees. So that's the total amount the bank is going to deduct. Next, to figure out the bank's actual profit, we need to calculate the true discount. Remember, this is the interest on the money the business gets today. So, as you'd expect, it's a little bit less. It comes in at 182.58 rupees. And now for the satisfying part. What's the bank's actual profit on this whole transaction? We just subtract the true discount from the banker's discount, and you get 8.22 rupees. That little amount is the banker's gain. Looking at it on a chart like this makes it super obvious, right? You can see the banker's discount, that's the big bar, the total fee, and it's made up of two smaller parts. The true discount, which is the main chunk, plus that little slice on top, which is the bank's profit, the banker's gain.
So what's the bottom line here? What should you really take away from all this? Well, bill discounting is basically a win-win. For businesses, it's an absolutely vital tool that turns future promises into immediate cash, solving that nasty 90-day cash crunch. And for the banks, it's a pretty routine, low-risk service that lets them earn a predictable profit for providing that crucial liquidity.
And that just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. When a business pays that banker's gain, are they really just paying a fee for a simple banking service, or are they doing something more fundamental? Are they paying for the ability to have money right now instead of later? It's a pretty fascinating way to think about how the world of finance literally puts a price on time itself.